First of all, we had to work pretty hard for everything we got, except for the last fumble score. Take my hat off to really a spunky team from Oskaloosa, Iowa. Hafton's got a Pittsburgh State background, and I've coached against Pitt State a lot, and I know how tough they are. And he brought that toughness to his program. They played the national champs last year to a one-touchdown game, and they're going to win some games still this year. That's a well-coached team. They've got some pretty good athletes. Where the Division I guys are 6'4", 6'5", in that area, they're more 6'1", 6'2", but they're just about as thick, and they just played really hard. I was really proud of their team and the effort they gave. But at the same time, we did some things to them as well. We dominated them when we had the ball, and all our rushers were 6-7 yards a carry, and we're trying to protect our quarterback a little bit this first time through. I think we could have thrown a lot more, but that wasn't really what we wanted to do. We wanted to put it on the O-line, and we wanted to put it on the running backs, and we did. They put it on their O-line and their running backs too, and we were just a little bit better than them. But the score was a lot closer than maybe the way the game ended. I have a lot of respect for that school and their football program, I'll tell you that. And I'm proud of our kids. And I'm not mad at them or anything else, or that we didn't, really tear this team up. We hit a pretty good little football team that gave us everything we wanted, and we had to fight for it all. So, and we did good enough to win, and we held long enough and kept at least scoring some in the second half. Till then, the defense made a big play, and we shook them down a little bit and got away from them. But pretty hard-fought game.
Joe, it didn't seem like you ever quite cracked the code on that triple option.
Nope.
What were the issues there?
Just, everybody's got to do their job. And we had the scheme. We didn't understand leverage as far as angle tackling from the secondary. I don't think we did really a very good job of that. But the defense we had on the field was coached to stop what they were doing, and we didn't get them stopped really. And we had the right schemes. It just you got to make a tackle when and their fullbacks ran really hard, and we missed some tackles on their fullbacks, and then when we get ganged up on the fullback, they'd pull it and get off tackle on us a little bit, and you shut that down, they get outside on us. So we won't probably play another triple option team. And they didn't complete a pass, and they did get a couple pass interference calls.
Yeah.
And we come off the field at Oregon, they'd take our shirt off, and they didn't call it. So it was a little bit different, but no, we did what we had to win it, and we really didn't. We took the defense. We hurt them bad with that long fumble, 70-some yard fumble return, and they got a short field on that, and then I think they got a field goal and one touchdown in the second half. So we didn't do bad on the scoreboard, but in between, that team was hard to stop up and down the field, and we're still scratching our head about our kids not being able to get it stopped. Really, we get down the goal line and hunker down a little bit. We'd really bend, but I guess we didn't break very often, and we played good enough on defense to win the game.
They went for fourth down where they needed to at the end, but they already started doing it in the first half. You think that's a testament to their confidence, or they were maybe calling you out, saying you're not going to be able to stop us, or a little bit of both? And is it something you could even use as a motivator this week when you go to the Grizz?
Do you know, didn't they have 700 yards last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about William Penn?
Yeah.
It was like something.
They like forced something.
Well, the one tailback had 176 yards on 10 carries. We didn't get that bad, but They scored 53 points, I think, against Bethel. And I got to give them some credit. You know, they know the scheme. They've got some Texas kids running. He got hurt, I guess, and coach's son came in. And but they had hard-nosed fullback. Remind me a lot of a guy I played with here, Greg Erickson. And we ran the wishbone at that time, and that's what he would do to teams. I mean, he'd wear them out. They'd get forward, then he'd break a tackle and go for 7. And yeah, it's easier to stop that thing on the chalkboard than it is on the field, I'll tell you that.
Go ahead.
Coach, talk about regardless of the year, just the feeling of that first win every year. How good is that?
You might go back to last year and look when the last time we won. And I'm telling you straight up, a rose is a rose, baby. It feels great to win, and that's the bottom line. And I'm just tickled to death that we won a game, and I'm happy for our kids, our coaches, our fans want to win, you know. Yeah, we haven't won for a while, so that was really, really important for us that we get a victory today, and they made us work for every letter in victory, I'll tell you that. They're tough kids. I'm pretty proud of both teams that played. They fought hard.
What's your overall assessment now in 2 games, playing 2 entirely different, you know?
Kind of hard to tell, really. You know, we did some things against Oregon offensively, and we did some things today that, you know, it's hard to run the football. I mean, you got to get a lot of hats blocked, and we've run the football pretty good now in 2 games, and I think defensively we got to find ourselves still a little bit. We're new, pretty obvious, but I think we have some athletes that can get the job done, and time will tell. But our kicking game is vastly improved so to date after 2 games. I mean, we have been right on all our snaps. Our punts have been off in excellent time. Our hold, our snaps, our kicks, and PAT field goal has been 100%. Coverage pretty good. You know, some things that we were shaky on last year I think has improved a lot, and I think that's a sign that we've got some more athletes on the field. We need somebody to step up on defense, and we'll be tested again in the run and the pass next week. But Montana didn't rush much on Wyoming, and they have a new offensive line. Every kid there is new. See, they were winning 24 in the first half against Central State, which is a Division II school. But it should be a fist fight. You know, we had it out with them last year. Was it, I don't know, 34-30 maybe? Something like that. And we ran the ball hard on them last year. So we've got a good football team, I think. We're going to win some games. Pretty hard to, I don't know what you take away from Oregon and this game, other than we seem to do pretty good against an Oregon team that everybody thinks, well, yeah, they probably won't give us any credit for what we did today in this game, and I think these kids were really tough. To be honest with you, they're good football players.
One or 2 more for Coach.
Having Jasper back, probably saw that today. What did you think? 2 games having him back.
Well, after he fumbled, I didn't think much. I wanted to thump him on the helmet. But obviously, Wesley hung in there with him and put him back in there fairly soon. And you can see his speed and his hop is you know, something that gives us a shot in the arm. And he's quick. He's got a burst. And he's good in inside or out. So he's good. And you can see, you know, all our backs did good today. So what that tells me and tells you that our offensive line is getting the job done. Now Sam's got to come back. We've got to have Sam back tonight. He came out with his shoulder, but Mike Minert went in and did drive in for a touchdown with Mike in there late in the game. So, but anytime, you know, 6'1", 6'9", 7.2, 6.2, 8.0, they weren't getting us stopped. So when you rush the ball, you got probably pretty good guys carrying it, and you got to have pretty good guys blocking for you. I don't care who you're playing. And these guys had a lot of guys up on the line. They didn't bring a safety down. They had 8 in the box, or 8 within, and we continued to run on them and run on them. And what happened was we had to make the 8th guy miss, and our backs started doing that. More in the second half, breaking them down and running over them, or, breaking a tackle. We don't have that 8th guy accounted for in the scheme, that you're just short a guy. So, yeah, when you're doing something like that, you're doing something really good. And so we're rushing the ball good. I think Ryan's got a game under his belt. I'm giving him an A. I thought the guy did a great job, and he showed he could run. I think he won the hearts of the Coyote fans over when he did his pinwheel and bounced right up and run back in the huddle. We're all glad to see that, but he'll be a matinee idol now with the toughness, and I was glad to see that. That showed his toughness and his grit. We got to help him too a little bit. We can't fumble the ball when we're in the red zone, and we can't, going across the middle, the ball hits us, we got to catch it. And Ben Kramer had his hands on a long one. That, that's another. If those guys help him a little bit. Munchie missed one in the first half too that we didn't miss a week ago. We never dropped a pass last week, so we got to go back and focus. And but we're close on offense and defensively. I think we're still trying to find a rhythm, and we'll really get tested next week.
Joe, you have some really young guys up front, and all of a sudden with the injuries causing that. First of all, it's like, what's the timetable on any of the guys coming back?
You didn't ask me, but I'll tell you, Kevin did fly back to Chicago, and they have a doctor there that's going to pin and plate his hand, that area. So, which will give him the ability to move everything in rehab. Well, I just don't know what the rehab will be. They think 6 weeks from the time, but when he is ready to play, that being able to put it in the bean jar or whatever they do with it to rehab it, he'll be more ready to go. And I think we're going to get one nose guard back for sure. Nick is our starter for the last 2 years. That'll help. We're out there playing with a couple true freshmen. Bless her heart. But we got to hit a little bit better at the linebacker level. We got to tackle a little bit better out of the secondary, and those areas. I think we have the athletes to do it. It takes games. You can't practice tackling on your own team. We never really don't tackle much. We thud in practice and don't take guys down because you get hurt, and I don't want to beat South Dakota. So it just kind of comes as the games go. And, they're all good high school football players, I know that, are good in junior college. And so there's some guys out there that we'll get better. I know we will. And we've got good defensive coaches. They know what they're doing, and they'll find the right stuff. Thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep, thank you very much.